Hi friends, I hope you are doing well this week. So quick admin announcement. You may have noticed that I have not been uploading on Tuesdays recently. That is because my weekends have been really nutty. And so although Tuesday was at the time a good day for me to be uploading, it hasn't been working out so well for me over the last couple of months. So for the foreseeable future, Thursday is probably going to be my upload day. Don't know that any of you particularly cared about that, but in case you did, there you have it. Now, in terms of today's video, you've probably seen by the title that today is going to be another episode of Kitted Out, where I put together a little capsule collection, a little kit of scarves and accessories, and then I go through and do several looks with them. So way back, I don't even remember when it was, maybe December, when I did the first one of these videos, I had put together 3 kits that I put up as a poll on my Instagram to see which one people most wanted to see. And so I did the number 1 kit. However, it was pretty close vote there. So I decided that I did eventually want to do the other 2 kits that I put together. Now, so today, the kit that I am doing is the one that is based on this Autumn Leaves Harmony scarf. So the other items in that kit are this red Sparklelicious, this rust golden Israeli tickle, and this purple 2-in-1. Now, this wasn't actually the number 2 getting like the number 2 ranked option. However, the kit that was the number 2 ranked option, most of those scarves I think are currently unavailable. And so for that reason, I might rework that kit a little bit and come up with something different because, you know, as much as you can apply these, these wrap techniques to any version of the kit, I really do like to try and keep it a little bit more relatable, a little bit more accessible. So that's my plan. So today I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing 4 different looks. Oh, and I didn't show you the accessory. The accessory is this little hair vine. I didn't actually get this from Rapunzel. I got it from Zigzag, I think, which is a website that does like a lot of like bridesmaid dresses and stuff. But this is extremely similar to a headband that just came out with the Rapunzel, I think it's the Striped Orchids kit. So yeah, and Rapunzel does like other hair vines. I picked this because of the gold tones in it. The other hair vine that I have is Rapunzel hair vine, but that one has silver, which I did not think would go well with these scarves. So that's what we're going to be doing. So for my first look, I am starting off with my Cloud9 shaper in black. I don't wear this one as much on camera because, you know, I really need like darker, thicker scarves to go with it, but I'm wearing those today. So first wrap, I'm going to be using my golden Israeli tickle with my Harmony. So I'm going to do kind of like a zigzaggy type look. So this is going to go on my head. I folded the front end under to fit it to my head. And let's see if I want it like this, and then I want, okay. And I'm going to put it off center. And the reason is I don't need to cover a ton in the back because that is going to be what the Harmony scarf is for. So I'm going to put this on my head, maybe a little bit more, slightly more evenly than that. And then tie it at the back of my neck. There we go. Okay, and then this, I am just gonna tuck up underneath because I don't need it. and then smooth this down as much as possible and tuck in my tail at the nape of the neck. As I said, I am not worried about the fact that I have like all this shaper showing here and in the back. Doesn't matter, it's gonna get covered. So now I'm going to take my Harmony scarf. So this is one of the sari type scarves, but it's the one that is wide enough to completely cover your head. And I am going to put that on my head evenly and going at the opposite angle, just like so. And put that underneath there. And then this is also going to get tied in the back. Okay. I'm trying to think whether I want to use the hair vine with this look or not. I think there's a lot going on. Ooh, maybe I'll put it on at the end. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So now I'm going to take this here and try and make sure that this is coming up like as flat as possible. There we go. Just like that. And so this is where I am creating the zigzag. And so this is why I put it on unevenly, so that this tail would go all the way around. If it doesn't totally reach on your hand, you can easily just take a straight pin and tuck it in, because really all you need is for it to hold for like just a minute until you bring up your next tail, which is what I'm going to do now. So you could come across with this same strip in front that you have at the front of the head, but I think that I am going to pick out something a little bit different. Let's see. Ooh, I like that one. So I'm going to try and put that front and center as this comes back across. Make sure I'm covering all the way to the back. Oh, looks like I have a little bit of sari poking out there. There we go. That is fixed. And now I could just tuck it under, but I think I'm actually going to tie it off and leave the tail. You can see I went into this with a really solid plan in place. I do have plans for several of my other wraps. Don't worry, we're not like completely flying by the seat of our pants, and I am going to tuck in that free edge just so it looks a little bit tidier. And then this, I want to twist around a little bit, but I think now is when I'm going to put my hair vine on, so that this will be in the back like so. And I'm going to tie that off. And tuck it underneath. And now this guy, I'm going to twist and bring up and around to just kind of create this crown. And I'm going to bring it behind that vine. And then this is also going to get tucked in, I think probably just at the base of my neck, because that's where it's fitting. And there we go. This is the first look. So I have my Israeli tichel showing over here. I've got a tail. I've got a crown with the hair vine. This is what it looks like from the front, from the side, back, and the other side. So as I did in the first one of these videos, I am going to be pausing between looks so that I can take some Instagram footage, because I need to do that vertically rather than horizontally. And then I will be back to do my second look with a different shaper. Okay, I am back in my mini bobo. I know it's been a minute since we have seen this shaper, but yeah, we're going for it. So look number 2 that I am going to do, I am also going to be starting with the Israeli tichel, and I am going to be pairing it with this beautiful warm purple 2-in-1. So as I often do, I have folded my Israeli tichel under a little bit, and I'm going to put it on my head nice and even, and I'm going to pull it all the way forward like so, and then this is just going to get tied in a knot at the back of my head. There we go. Scooch that back just like an eensy bit. So with the bobo, I noticed that this does have a tendency to want to like flare up a little bit. You could always like tuck it underneath the bobo. I don't super mind that, so I'm just gonna leave it. And then my tail in the back is just going to get tucked under. Once again, not too particular because we are going to be putting something else over top of it. In this case, this. This guy is also going to go on my head fairly evenly. Now, this is really a matter of personal preference and also the size of your head. If you have a large head, you may wish to put this on particularly strongly to one side or the other. I'm going to do mine like a little bit uneven. Doesn't really matter which side is where. And then I am going to bring that forward and tie this underneath the first knot that I made. All right. And then go around, make sure that I have an even amount showing. And then the next thing that's going to happen is that these two are going to come up and over. And so, got this one. Just like so. And if you have room to go all the way down, that's great. If you don't, you can just use a straight pin. That is also totally fine. And don't worry too much. You want this to look good on either side, but in the middle is pretty much gonna get covered. So don't worry so much about that. And then you can see my one side did come out shorter, so I'm just gonna tuck it in right there. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is that both of these sides, I'm gonna fold in my raw edges, and then they are going to come up and over. Now, if you have a small to medium-sized head, as I do, then what you're going to want to do is cross the smaller one in front. So make sure we're keeping that tidy. And then this is my shorter end, so that is going to cross in front. And my longer end, make sure that I'm keeping the rest showing. Short end in front, just like that. And then you can adjust to make sure that everything is showing pretty evenly. I've got this showing on this side and not on that side, and it's not bugging me, if I'm being honest. So then this guy is going to get spread out. And this is why I say, so because this is the longer end, so I can really spread that, and then I'm just going to flip it back like that and create this super cute little veil. Now, if you have not a ton of room, so that this would be extremely short, then you might not have room to just flip this back, which is what we are going to do, is that this is also going to get rearranged, spread out, and then flipped backwards, which I think looks really cute. But if it were like just straight fringes right here, that's why I would say to do the longer end in front, so that then your longer end is just going to completely cover that up. And that is the look. So it's this really cute little veil, and like you can play if you want it to like cover more in front, you can do that. If you want it a little bit more to the back, you can do that. It really is just a matter of personal preference. But I have been wearing variations on this wrap a lot. It gives, like, again, sort of like a cute veil, a little bit of an unfinished style. Here it is from the front, from the side, from the back, and the other side. So I've been doing this a lot, like not just with the bobo, but you can do it over, I've done it a ton, over my usual Cloud 9. You could probably do it with no shaper at all, and it would also be really adorable, very adaptable. You can use any two scarves pretty much, like one of them needs to be a rectangular scarf. But yeah, so that is my second look, and I will be right back with a different shaper and a different combination. For look number 3, I wanted to take another run at the Sugarplum wrap that I did back in December with my Nutcracker series. And the reason is because I kind of shot the wrap in multiple parts, and I think that the entire tutorial was not super cohesive. Things changed places and it was very confusing, and it's been confusing to me when I have wanted to go back and replicate the look. So this is going to be my attempt to do that properly in one straight shot. So I've got my Wendy on at this point, and once again we are going to be starting with the Israeli tickle. You can tell maybe which one of my scarves I wanted to use the most when I was deciding to put these looks together. So this I am also going to put on a little bit off center, and I want my long end to end up over here. So I'm going to scooch it just a little bit to this side, and it is going to go on straight across and then get tied in the back. Yes, good. Okay, and then this tail is just gonna get tucked up underneath. We don't need it, we don't want it in Sugarplum. I just brought it like up and over. You can also do that, but it's a little too short and doesn't want to stay in, so like you can pin it, or you can just kind of try and get by until you put the next scarf on. But I found that tucking it underneath is also a perfectly sensible solution. Now, scarf number 2, I'm going to be using my red Shinylicious, and for this scarf I am going to put it on evenly and at an angle. So got my center line there, right? Yes, good. And then angled like so, so that it's barely showing on that side. And this is where we're going to start evening out what's happening with my Wendy in the back. And then this is also going to get knotted at the nape of my neck. I don't find that doing all of these knots gives me a headache, gives me a problem. If you are sensitive to that sort of thing, a lot of these can be done just crisscross. It just means that it's a little bit more challenging to keep it in place until you put the next scarf on. But usually once you have the next scarf on, you can tighten it up, no problem at all. And then similarly with this Shinylicious, I only need the one end. So my spare end, I am just gonna put up and over in the back here, and then tuck in my little fringes. And again, I am not worried about how this looks because it's gonna get covered up. So all of my tails are ending up over here is how I have been able to keep this straight in my head. So now I'm going to put on my 2-in-1, and this one is not going to go on evenly. This is going to go on with a pretty short end over on this side that is going to end up over on the other side. And now I am going to do the opposite angle here. Everything goes underneath my 2 tails. Make sure that I am covering up everything I want to cover here. And then this is also going to get knotted in the back. Okay, so now I have 3 tails of varying lengths over on this side and 1 short tail over on this side. Again, kind of do a little bit of adjustment here. And now all of these tails are going to start coming back over. So first one that is going to go over is going to be the Israeli tichel. Try and spread that out. And then this is also going to get tucked in. Once again, if you don't have enough room to reach, just throw a straight pin in there. We're gonna have all the other scarves also coming over the top, so it doesn't need to hold super securely right this very second. Is there anything else I can kind of like tuck it under? Not really. We're just gonna have to make do for the moment. All right, and then next, I am going to bring, which of these do I actually want to bring up next? I think I'm going to do my purple, and like, you can totally make a choice right now. If you want to do this one first and then this one next, you can. For me, I think I want to finish with that red on the top, so I'm going to do purple now. And make sure that I am fully covering across the back here. Nice and smooth coming over. And then this is going to tie it off in a beginner's luck style. And you know, I'm just gonna kind of like, that's kind of a nice little way to do it. So I'm just gonna take this end, tuck it underneath, and then this guy is gonna secure both of those in place. And then this guy can also get tucked underneath after that, if you don't like having the easiest little tail hanging out. And then last but certainly not least, my red Sparkalicious is going to come up and over. And since this is the final one, I really do want to make sure that this is looking nice and smooth. And then it is also going to get tied in a beginner's luck. This little tail here. Where's my little hole? There we go. All right. That is going to get wrapped around. So I have these 2 tails hanging. My purple one came out particularly long and this one particularly short. I might have done that a little bit more evenly, but I think it's totally fine for right now. And then this extra little tail is just gonna get tucked right back underneath. So everything looks nice and tidy in the end. All right, there we go. There is a comprehensive tutorial of the Sugarplum look using different scarves where everything actually went well and I explained it. And so I apologize for that earlier tutorial. You know, sometimes we mess up. So this is the final look. Here it is from the front, from the side, the back, and the other side. So I think this is a really lovely wrap to do for a formal occasion. You can really, with any 3 scarves, as long as, I mean, I would recommend making one of them a square. And yeah, I think it looks super pretty. The contrast between like the red and the rest is a little bit clearer in person, but you know, it still looks pretty. And then I think that this is also really ripe if you want to put like a pin or something here. Oh, yeah, the hair vine accessory. Obviously, like, I would recommend incorporating it into the wrap at an earlier stage in the process, just because then you can tuck away the little ribbon ends. But, you know, very obviously, this just contributes to the grandeur of the wrap as a whole. I actually, I'm gonna redo it. I'm gonna redo it and put the thing in. Okay. I think, do I want it there? Do I want it in? I think I'm gonna put it in a little bit earlier so that it is easier to cover. So I think this is the place where I'm gonna go ahead and put it on, and then that should also kind of help secure this particular scarf. There we go. Tie it off. Shove those ends underneath. Okay. And use this next scarf to cover the ribbon, just like that. Doesn't that look nice? Okay, there we go. Tie that right there. And then, last but not least, bring this up. Keep that nice and tidy. Da, da, da. All right, there we go. Incorporating the headband. See, I always forget something with this wrap, but I really do love it. I think it comes out super, super pretty, very versatile. And so here we go. One more time from the front, side, the back, and the other side. So one more look left. I'll be right back. Okay, and so for my final look, I'm starting kind of midstream just because I'm not actually wearing a shaper. So I've got a velvet headband on, and then all I've done is I have piled my hair into a bun on the top of my head and added a volumizing scrunchie so that this is kind of the base that I'm working for. And then I have taken my red Sparklelicious and tied it on my head evenly and at an angle. And so for this look, I was really inspired by a tutorial that Olivia did recently, which I will link to in the box below. And this is a little outside my comfort zone. It's going to be a really big, top-heavy, voluminous look. I practiced it and thought it looked super cute. Still maybe a little bit bolder than I might wear out and about. But I thought that it looked great. Okay, and so then my harmony is also going to be going on at an angle on the other side. When Olivia did hers, she did it going straight across. And I just thought that this would be a fun way to change it up and put that V at the front that I love so much. So this is also getting tied at the back of my neck, thusly. Okay, so now I I am going to try and smooth out on both sides. I want both scarves to be pretty smooth coming up. Same thing here. Just like that. And then I'm going to take both sets of scarves in my two hands, and then they are going to come up. I'm going to try and pull them nice and taut. Let's make sure I've got my red showing on this side too, and then this is going to get tied in a knot. Doesn't really matter which side goes first. And end up like so. So if there's anything that needs a little bit of smoothing out, tidying up, by all means, do that. And then I am going to tie this in a second knot, and I'm going to do it square knot style so that the end that is coming out in front here, it's going to go cross in front again. And then tie it like so. And then we are going to be arranging all of this spectacular floof on the top of my head. So I've got a pretty short of the red end, so that I am just gonna kind of tuck in because I don't think it's really contributing anything. And then this, I'm also going to flip back. So I want this to be like an asymmetrical look. So anything that's coming down on this side, I'm going to tuck in so that this side is going to stay relatively smooth. And then on this side, I'm going to pull so that this red is coming down pretty much straight. And then this, I am going to fan out, fluff up, and really try and create like a sculptural look. So I might actually tuck this red a little bit more behind because I really do want like the sari that's bringing the party. I mean, look at this shape, look at this volume, like this is a party. And so really to create like maximum volume, I'm going to take the edge of this here, and I'm also going to kind of bring that around and tuck it in, which is also going to keep this from like moving around and getting too much in my face. There that goes, and I think that this is such a fun look. You could definitely play around with this, figure out which parts of it you want to be the most prominent. But yeah, so this is the final look, which I think is just so fun. And it's so much volume for, you know, not having a shaper. And so this is what it looks like from the front, from the side, the back, and the other side. So I think that when Olivia did this, she used, well, I know that she used slightly lighter weight scarves than I have used here. And so if this is a look that you're going to wear, like you can try it with lighter weight scarves and would come out with something like very wearable. This is definitely, as I said, it's a party. This is a look that draws attention, but I think that it is actually super cute. I would wear this on a special occasion, and I hope you like it. So that is the end of this kitted out video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there are any particular scarves that you're curious about how you might work with them. I'm always happy to get new ideas. And yeah, hopefully I'll have another one of these kitted out videos coming soon. Until next time, that is a wrap for me. Thank you so much for watching.